This was supposed to be my 10-week pregnancy update, but instead it's I'm having a miscarriage video. I decided to make this video even though I didn't want to, because the first thing I did when I started spotting yesterday was to look for other people who were going through similar symptoms, having similar symptoms and going through something similar. And so I'm sharing my experience, even though it's really hard. So I was supposed to be 10 weeks pregnant today, or I guess I am 10 weeks pregnant today. But yesterday morning I started having some spotting, light spotting in the morning. Also, this video is going to be like TMI, so if you get squeamish, you might want to click off. So I had light spotting in the morning, like not enough to get on my underwear even, just when I wiped, I saw it on the toilet paper. And I hadn't had any spotting with my previous 2 pregnancies, so I was a little bit concerned. I did have like implantation bleeding with my first pregnancy with Charlie, but you know, that happens like right when you're missing your first period. So that I knew that you know, that wasn't this, and bleeding at 10 weeks. I was a little concerned, but I wasn't like hugely concerned, because I thought, you know, spotting in the first trimester is pretty common. So I texted my midwife, and she's amazing. She actually came right over with a Doppler, and she tried to find baby's heartbeat. And as she was doing it, she was saying, you know, like at 10 weeks, it's really hard to find the heartbeat anyway, but she couldn't find it. And so she said we could go and get an ultrasound just to see, you know, and reassure ourselves, right, that everything was okay. And at that point I was like, well, it's a week or 2 until I can get like the neutral translucency ultrasound that measures like the back of the baby's neck for like Down syndrome and stuff. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna wait and not get more than 1 ultrasound. But then throughout the day I started bleeding a little bit more. Like it was just a tiny bit, but it was like more than it was in the morning. And my husband was like, well, do you feel nauseous still? Like, are your breasts still sore? And I was like, you know, I thought I was going crazy. Like I was just imagining it. So I was like, I don't know. Like, I think so, but I could tell like my breasts weren't as sore as they were, and I wasn't as nauseous. If it wasn't for the spotting, I would have thought that was like kind of getting close to the 2nd trimester. But so the spotting increased throughout the day, and then right before I went to bed, I had a couple of clots come out. And I noticed throughout the day a little bit more and more that I was feeling like kind of crampy feeling. Like it was just a little bit minimal, but like kind of like a period feeling, like a heavier feeling down very low in my abdomen. But I was like, I was in disbelief, because I was like, I knew what I was feeling, but I also was like, no, like this is not gonna happen. It's just crampy because I'm pregnant, you know? That's what I was trying to tell myself. But when those 2 clots came last night, I was devastated, and I was pretty sure that something was really wrong. So this morning I called I called the ultrasound, the radiology place, and they got me in right away, which was really nice. I'm on my way to get an ultrasound to see if the baby is still alive. So, we'll see how it goes.
A breezy east to northeast wind, 7 to 15 miles per hour. Yet some sunshine today to leave the index with high and starts around 2 feet. I'll be back in
So there it is, and this is the chest area here, and you would see a flutter right there.
Right.
And there isn't. And I'm getting you measuring smaller than 10 weeks. So I think what happened, you probably, it's probably started to, so it probably started to not be viable a couple weeks ago.
No heartbeat. Baby's dead. I'm supposed to be 10 weeks today, and it was only as big as like 7 weeks. And so I went in, and I don't know why they do this, but she was, they did an intravaginal ultrasound, which is usually what they do when the baby's this early on. It's easier to see. But she was in there for so long. Like, I swear she was like in there measuring things for like 7 minutes. And at one point I was like, is my baby alive? And she was like, I'm sorry, I have to measure the ovaries and things first. And I feel like she probably looked at the baby right away and saw, but like didn't want to tell me right away so she could get her measurements, which makes sense. I mean, but then she showed me, and the baby was only at 10 weeks. It's supposed to be like, I don't know how big, like 1.25 inches or something, like have all of its, arms and legs and starting to look like a real baby. I think at 10 weeks, you go from embryonic stage to the fetal stage. So your baby's no longer an embryo, it's a fetus. But mine was only 7.5 weeks large. So it was measuring at 7.5 weeks. So she said that it stopped being viable probably 2 weeks ago, which I don't even know what that means. Like, did it die 2 weeks ago? I don't know. Did it, like, was it just growing the whole time kind of funky and something was wrong with it? And it was just, like, it just died because it wasn't viable, or like, I don't know. I don't know if there's any way to know, but. So right now I've been told that I'm supposed to, I can do a couple different things. They said I can go in and get some medicine to help me pass, I don't know, the baby, like, to make it go faster anyway, make my miscarriage go more quickly. I'm always opting for the natural way. So I said that I wanted to wait and see if it would happen naturally. And I've had some cramping today, but not very much blood so far. Just a little bit of blood so far, a little bit of clots here and there, but like barely spotting on my pad. I ordered some Depends and some bigger pads because my midwife told me it's like, that it's like being in labor. So it's like you get contractions more and more quickly, and then you have blood come out like you're giving birth. My baby was only like the size of a kidney bean now. So I don't know if I'll even be able to see it. I'm gonna look for it. Just like morbid curiosity to see what it looks like. But anyway, so then yeah, you become, she said it, I don't know why this got me so much. She said then after that you like cross over into postpartum, which is like, no, I'm not postpartum, but apparently that's what they call it. So sorry. So then yeah, and the bleeding stops more slowly, I guess, with a miscarriage, and my midwife was saying that she thinks that's because you're not breastfeeding. So breastfeeding usually helps your uterus shrink back down and everything. You stop bleeding more quickly. So she said I could bleed for, I don't know what she said. She said I could have spotting for up to like a month after or something, 6 weeks or something afterwards. But that I would bleed like more heavily for like a few days to a week or something. I don't know. All the information also has gotten kind of muddled in my brain. I haven't really processed it fully yet. But again, I hope you're not going through this. But if you are, I just wanted to say, sorry, hold on. Sorry. I just wanted to say that you're not alone, and this happens to a lot of women, and you're not alone. And I was told that it happens to, I don't know what the statistics are, but it's somewhat common, which I don't know if that's supposed to make me feel better or not. It doesn't really. I keep thinking like, I know this is super irrational, but I keep thinking like, wow, I didn't have a YouTube channel for my other two. Like I didn't document it like this. It wasn't public. Nothing was public. Like I did tell my family really early on, but I don't know why. Like I know it's ridiculous, but like, it's like the universe saying, oh, you want to like announce your pregnancy at 9.5 weeks? This is what you get. It's so silly, but that's what I feel like. Like it's like, tell the world you're pregnant. No, you're actually not pregnant anymore. Sorry. And then the rational part of me says something was wrong with your baby. Like something genetic was going on, like something was wrong. And I mean, this sounds even cruel, and this is just for me in my own brain, so please don't take this the wrong way, but like as a scientist, like this is natural selection, right? Like I want a healthy baby, right? And so this is my body and the baby's body saying, no, I'm not compatible with this world. So anyway, 10-week pregnancy update. I'm pregnant with a non-viable baby who's dead. So I assume that over the next few days I will have increasing contractions. I mean, my uterus is like way low down and really small, so it just feels like period pains, cramping. But I don't know if I'm not gonna film any of it, but I don't know if I'll update again. This is probably all I can muster from myself. Anyway, mamas, you're not alone. If you're going through this, I'm sorry. We'll both get through it. And I'm thinking of you.